Hey everyone, and welcome to the weekly recap. Let's just get right into it. We'll start off with the spiders, and we can see today that they fell a little bit, but they're still holding this 8 EMA as they had before in these last few days. So if that can keep continuing that trend, we may have a bounce off that back up to this 2 ATR range, or it could come back down to this 21 EMA. Next week will be much more telling for that, where this one will move. Next down, we'll go to the Qs. This one almost the same as the spiders, but actually closing right below that 8 EMA, but basically still holding it. So just like the spiders, we'll see if this one can continue upwards or if it will fall all the way back down to that 21 EMA. Amazon definitely didn't help this one today with their earnings coming back. Actually not terrible, but they did fall quite substantially. And now the Dow. Dow, you have this daily squeeze kind of coming in and out. Still holding that 8 EMA, just like the other one. So this one is still solid as well. No reason yet to be looking too short with the Dow, but we will see what next week brings. And then, last but not least, we have the Russell. So this one, as I said before in my last video, rejected that 21 EMA, and we are going to see if it could surpass that level or get rejected by it. The next day after it, it actually closed above it. Not very strong, but it did close above it. Now today, we got that close below it once again, so I am still looking short on the Russell. I do not think that this one is one to go long on, and if the opportunity presents itself, I will be going short in that one. And now for each of the sectors, we'll first look at the materials. They had a nice reversal off of this low bottom here, and then this daily squeeze helped them. Still don't have stacked EMA, so not an ideal setup to be going long, but they do have a nice reversal off of that bottom. Communication. This one's nice and strong. We have our stacked EMAs in the acceleration mode, and today it still held this 21 EMA, so could potentially see another bounce off of this one, but next week will be more telling. Energy sector is looking very weak. So back here we broke down below that 21 EMA, got rejected on it here with these big strong candles, came back up here one more time and once again got rejected. That would have been a great place to short this one here, but we'll see how this one also goes next week. Financials have a nice daily squeeze actually setting up on them, but we don't have stacked DMAs, which isn't letting me go along with this one, and it's having a really hard time passing this level right at $37. Keeps getting rejected multiple times, so we'll see if this daily squeeze actually fires to the long side and you can break that level, or if this starts to actually roll over and comes back down to these prior lows and see if it retests those. XLI is looking really nice. Have a nice daily squeeze with our bullish momentum. We had a nice close above the 21, not too high above it and not too extended. So this one into next week, I'll be looking at this sector to see if there's any stocks within it that could potentially looking long. Then we have XLK, and this one's just been booming. There's no setup on here with no squeeze, and we're a little extended to the upside when we're past that 1 ATR, so not really looking like anything is wrong with it here, but nothing also setting up for any trades. XLP having a nice push here as well, but just as XLK, nothing really setting up here that's showing me I need to enter or get into a trade at any of these levels. Alright, then we got the real estate. This one's been holding that 8 EMA very well. Keeps bouncing right off it, but coming right back down to it. No squeeze or anything setting up here, but it does look strong to the upside. XLV, just like XL, K or I don't remember which one I was looking at. Very strong here to the upside. We have our stacked EMA's acceleration mode. If only we had a squeeze to accompany that, but it also is pretty extended to the upside once we get past that 2 ATR range. So we'll see if this one can continue or if it starts to actually roll over. Then last but not least, we have XLI, or like XLY, I mean. This one actually had a pretty strong day to the downside here, closing below that 21 EMA. We'll see if next week it has two closes below that, then maybe looking to go short with that one, but time will tell. And now for the group, we had a few trades that went well this week. The first one that we actually closed out this week was FedEx. So we had this great daily squeeze going on here. We had no stacked EMAs. We were in a deceleration mode. We got into it right around this 21 EMA, and we had a nice fall. What day was this? Tuesday, I believe. Fall down here, and we closed out our call credit spreads for about 60% of their profits. So that was a really nice trade for the team. And then some other trades we actually got into. We got into a put debit spread here in Berkshire Hathaway. When we got in, we had some bearish momentum gaining on the squeeze, but it kind of has been pushing up. But once again, it cannot pass this level, just like the financial sectors can't pass that 37 level. This one cannot pass that 281 level. So we are still sitting in this one. There's nothing about it that's leading me to believe that it could either go way long or way short. We're just kind of sitting on this one as it's consolidating, waiting for it to make that next move. And then we also did get into CRM. We had this nice bullish momentum gaining here. We got in right at this 21 on this candle here. And unfortunately today, with the market kind of falling a little bit, it did close one time below that, and we have some bearish momentum. But we'll see what Monday brings. If it gets two closes below, we'll get out of that one, but hopefully it can reclaim that 21 EMA. The last one we are in is Verizon. This has been in a very strong downtrend. As you can see, we have the negatively stacked EMAs. We're in the deceleration mode. We actually have some call or puts, that we're in on this one, and this daily squeeze is setting up very nicely, and it looks like everything will keep falling to the downside, and we have our Fibonacci retracements where we're looking to take our profits. So this is the weekly review. Hopefully you all enjoy and have a great weekend.